This is Coffee with Kerry, where we chat to amazing people who are going to be challenged to step from behind their professions and join me for a combination of getting to know them and having lots of fun. I believe we often miss out on having fun in our lives, as often life gets too busy. If you're looking to inject more fun into your world, join us here every week. And now it's time to get the show started. Welcome to Coffee with Kerry. It's great to be here and thanks for joining me for this episode. Now, before we welcome today's guest, I want to make a special mention that today's episode is supported by Share Your Pod, an amazing virtual event being held on the 30th and 31st of July. Share Your Pod Summit is brought to you by Ushio Labs and My Sexy Business, and also sponsored by Real Talk Podcasting. I'm excited and privileged to be one of the speakers selected for Share Your Pod, and you can visit the website at shareyourpod.com to register for this amazing event. If you're addicted to podcasting, just like me, this event is not to be missed. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for joining me, Pedro. It's great to have you here, buddy. How are you?
How are you, Kerry? Thanks for having me. This is so exciting.
It is exciting. I'm so excited. I just love recording this podcast so much. It's lots of fun. We're going to have fun together. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're strapped in. Are you good? You good to go?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready for the fun. If those that are out there that could see my face, I am ready.
Fantastic. Pedro, round one. Round one is the mug shot. You were asked prior to the show to bring your favourite novelty mug. Have you brought your mug, Pedro?
I do have a mug, and it's, believe it or not, from our friend Chris Vaglio. From the Growth Rocket Growth Agency. So thanks, Chris. This is the mug I'm using. So.
Yay. That's fantastic. Pedro, I've brought a special mug for you. Now, you may or may not recall, recently in a Clubhouse room, I asked the question if you preferred Back to the Future or, do you remember?
Back to the Future or,
It's tough. It's tough.
I forgot the other one. Darn it.
So let me disclose what it is.
T-Rex.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
T-Rex.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Great.
So that was a bit of a setup because I did ask that question because I had two mugs to select for my wonderful guests, and I have brought this mug today for you, Pedro. So the T-Rex mug for Pedro. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, Kerry.
Yay. Awesome. Now I have another mug because, you can never have too many mugs, let's be honest. I also have the new Coffee with Kerry mug.
I need one. ASAP.
I know. There's going to be so many of these posted across the globe, trust me. I am also wearing my official Coffee with Kerry top, and I'm a little bit excited to have some merch.
There you go. That's good. And I will definitely, just like I did for Chris and Amanda, where is it at so I can find it and put it on?
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Pedro. Fantastic. Okay, into the next round. Round 2 is 5 fun facts about Pedro. But there is a board. There's a board of numbers behind me here, Pedro, and you need to select the questions because I'm not responsible. This is not on me. This is all on you. So you need to pick numbers 1 to 20, just 5 of them.
Oh, my
Fire
goodness.
away.
Okay. Oof. 4.
Well. Yep.
6.
Yep.
19.
Yep.
That's 5, right?
No, you're too short.
No, too short. 1 and 20.
Right.
That's pretty far back.
Questions.
That board's pretty far back.
It's a long way.
It's a long ways.
I know. It looks close, but it's a whole roll
You
right
need,
over there.
you need to get one of those little stretchy arms that you can pull. That the ones that the little claws that you'll be able.
I've got one. A grabber stick.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that way, and just have it to where they like maybe tear off or they're actual Post-its. Yeah.
Oh, Pedro, you've just improved the show. You've taken it to a whole nother level. Why? I should not be surprised. That's fantastic. All right, let's fire away. So, Pedro, you have chosen question number 4. Question number 4 is, are you a hoarder or a collector or I can't even say the word, minimalist? Ooh.
I am a collector. Not so much a hoarder. Yeah, I'm a collector of things. Like I like lots of pins, lots of different and writing pins as well as like pins that you would put on your shirt. So, yeah, I'm a collector.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Love it. And what's in the no, wait, that's later in the show. I'll come back to that. I'll have to expand on that question later in the show. I nearly tripped myself up there. All right. So question number 6 you have chosen. What is your favorite thing to tune into in the car?
Oh, I am a big, when I'm not listening to podcasts, obviously we listen to lots of podcasts when I'm on road trips and in the car, but I'm a big hip hop music kind of guy. So, I listen to lots of hip hop. Sirius XM is my friend, on the way to work. And then, Clubhouse when the rooms are on the way home. So I'm able to tune in the Clubhouse as well. Yep.
Love it. Oh my God. That's fantastic. All right. Question number 19 is, what is your biggest motivator?
Wow. That's a big one. And I picked 19 because that's my birthday. That May 19th just passed.
Oh.
And so biggest motivator, I would have to say my daughters are my biggest motivator. Well, I wouldn't say they're behind me and they're like, go Dad. They're more like, yeah, Dad, you kind of, stop doing that. But them just themselves motivate me to keep going, to keep doing what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you want to be that great example, that great dad for your daughters, yeah?
Mm-hmm. I try to set the best example for them, even though sometimes they're a pain in the arse. But other than that, yes, I try to set the best example because I want them to be respectable, reputable young ladies when they get older.
And Pedro, I have to ask because I don't know the answer to this question, and part of the purpose of this show is to get to know each other even better. How old are your daughters?
My oldest is 16. She'll be 16 in August. And then I have a 15-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 10-year-old.
Oh, wait, there's 4?
Yeah, there's 4. And that's why I picked 4.
Oh, right. Oh, now the world's making sense. Oh, there is method to the madness on Coffee with Kerry. I love it. Pedro, question number 20 you have selected is, oh my God. To you, Pedro, what is the meaning of life? Would you like?
Okay.
Would you like some thinking music?
Yes.
Okay. Cue the thinking music.
I got it.
You got it. Yay.
What is the meaning to life? To be present, because the past is the past and the future has not yet been written. So therefore, be present until you make it till tomorrow.
Wow. Oh my God. That's going into a quote, Pedro. That is definitely going into a quote for this show. That was wow. Like I actually pitied the poor person that got that question, because I thought that was really going to be like, you've just brought it. You just brought it tenfold. Oh my God.
I mean, and just to think about, the meaning of life, it could be, as simple as waking up every day with the growth mindset. That could be the meaning to somebody's life. The meaning to somebody else's life could be, going to work every day, or, waking up and doing their business, or being on a podcast. Podcast is life. There we go. That's what we need. Podcast.
That's the next podcast is life. That's the next coffee cup. There you go. Trademark that.
Yep.
Oh my God, that's so fantastic. All right, last question, and then I'll let you out of the hot seat for a little bit. You chose number 1, and the question is, in the evening, are you a TV watcher, book reader, or something else?
I'm a podcaster, Kerry. I'm a podcaster and live streamer. What? No. I am actually a multitasker. So while I'm podcasting, I have the TV for background noise, or if it's in front of me, then I'll be able to watch passively while I'm editing or doing stuff for the podcast. So TV watcher.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I can relate to that. My husband has his studio set up, and when he's editing, he has the football on, or the Formula One, or something else going on in the back. I don't know how he does it. I need to, I'm not a good multitasker. I can sometimes have some music if I'm doing something a little bit more mindless, like a little bit more maybe Canva creative type of thing. But if I need to edit or think or whatever, I've got to be, I've got to be too involved.
Silence. All right. Silence, everyone.
Yes.
Kerry is working.
Yes, that's it.
There's another shirt.
That's it. Oh, I love it. Oh my God. All right, we're going to step into the next round. The next round is, Pedro, Aussie Word of the Week. Are you ready?
I think I am. I think I've been in enough Aussie rooms and on Clubhouse, and I kind of got the lingo. Our friend Linda, the Vegemite on toast. Oh, yeah. So I'm ready.
Okay. I have purposely chosen this one for you because I got a sneaking suspicion you're going to know this one. I think in your line of profession, you're going to know this one. So the word is smoko.
Smoker? Is that what it? No. One more time.
No, I confess it might have had some kind of Thai relation back in the day as to where it came from, because smoking was very common. But the word smoko actually comes from like taking a break. So you don't have to be a smoker to go on smoko.
Yep.
So smoko, and it's very commonly used in the trade profession still to this day, that the guys will go on smoko and they'll go down to the milk bar and they'll grab a meat pie with sauce, and that's smoko. Like there's not even a cigarette in sight.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna start using that one. Yeah. Hey guys, I'm gonna go on smoko. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. No. See, and I thought about it because being a former smoker, that's what I thought it might be tied to. Smoking a cigarette, maybe taking. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think that's where it did originate. Yeah, it probably originated there because back in the day when you took a break at work, it was smoko. So smoking, smoko, it all kind of works together. Yep. But now it's the meat pie and sauce here in Australia. Take smoko, meat pie and sauce.
Meat pie and sauce. What goes now? My question: what goes in the meat pie? What is that?
There's different forms and they're getting kind of fancy. There's gourmet ones these days and they're readily available. It used to be quite the standard meat pie. Like a meat pie here, we have a brand called 4 and 20. So 4 and 20, it's kind of traditionally known at the football. You know, if you go to the footy, you get a meat pie and sauce. So it's basically just the little cup of pastry with this mincemeat and gravy inside. And then it's got the pastry lid, and the pastry lid is different to the base. The base is like, I don't know the terms because I'm not a chef, but there's some kind of difference between the one on top is kind of flaky, like a puff pastry, whereas the base is something a little bit more firmer. But yeah, and then the sauce, well, you can't have a meat pie without sauce. They just go hand in hand.
So when the sauce, like, is it like a red sauce? Is it a white sauce? What kind?
It's a red sauce. It's tomato sauce, which you guys probably know as ketchup.
Catsup, yeah.
Yep.
Ketchup, yeah, ketchup. and I say catsup because in Mexico, if you read ketchup, it's cat, C-A-T, and S-U-P, catsup.
Catsup.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, we've just taken sauce to a whole new level in Kerry's land, that's for sure. Oh my God. Pedro, do you have another word that you would like to introduce into Kerry's vocabulary, something that I may not know that you're familiar with?
You're well rounded, so I don't know. I don't know if
I am not.
Yeah. Let me see. No, not that one. Yeah, that's a hard one. Could we come back to that one maybe?
Yeah,
I'll let it marinate and we'll come.
Yep.
We'll come to. I'll figure
marinate.
out.
Marinate.
There you go. That's the word. Marinate. To sit and chill and usually you think about marinating meat, but when somebody's just letting an idea marinate, it's actually just there brewing until the aha, the light bulb, the yes, I got it. So marinate.
There you go. There you go. We'll come back just in case something else marinates behind the scenes, just in case. Awesome. Next round, Pedro. I have a question. And I nearly let the cat out of the bag before. Back to your question of being a hoarder or a collector. What is your most prized possession or collection?
My most prized possession would have to be, other than my kids and my wife, there is a picture of my grandfather and grandmother. It's probably 8.5 by 11 by 17, maybe picture. I don't know what the picture, a big picture portrait, professionally done at Glamour Shots. I believe they got it done way back in the day. But I mean, it's a great picture, nice vintage look. So that picture there is one of my prized possessions because my grandfather was a great mentor and person that looked out for me and gave me lots of life lessons. Sorry for getting kind of choked up. And then my grandmother,
that's okay.
you know, she would keep us entertained, showed us how to cook, how to sew, how to do certain things. So yeah, that's my most prized possession.
Oh, that's fantastic, Pedro. Is that on the wall at home? Does that have pride of place on we call it a mantelpiece. I don't know if you have a mantelpiece. There's another word.
Yeah, no, we usually keep it up. Right now it is tucked away for safekeeping. We haven't found the right place to put it yet because I usually hang up a lot of the girls' photos when they were younger, and what I need to do and what we need to do is swap them out for some updated photos, and we just haven't taken them out to update them, so it's still in its box, nice and secure.
It's on the to-do list. It's secure. That's the main thing. It's secure. Yeah, love it. Awesome. Next round, Pedro.
I'm ready.
I've got something different. For you. This is a new little segment to Coffee with Kerry. Like, we're not into too many episodes and I'm already changing things up as you do. This is called the Survivor Challenge. Coffee with Kerry Survivor Challenge. So, Pedro, the challenge to you is you need to choose 3 celebrities to take with you to a deserted island. And you have no supplies and you can expect to be there forever or until rescued. So 3 celebrities you need to pick.
Okay.
Who comes to mind?
First one, Tom Hanks from Castaway.
Yeah.
Let me see. Who else? Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford.
Ooh.
You know, with the whip, just in case.
Yep.
And then, what is her name? Jennifer Lawrence from The Hunger Games, The Mockingjay.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
Yeah. We won't go hungry, and we can pull out our own teeth. And if we happen to find a volleyball somewhere or something. Wilson.
I love it. I love that so much. And you have made an amazing selection of people. Like you put good thought into this, Pedro, really quickly, I'll add as well. That is good people. All right. So let's go into a deeper dive on this. Why did you choose Tom Hanks other than Captain Obvious? Why?
Yeah. So Tom Hanks is a very good actor, and I seen him in Castaway, but just recently he came out in a movie called Greyhound, which again it's an older Navy movie about a destroyer that he's trying to keep up, and he just pushes through a lot of stuff and very determined, just like Captain Phillips when he played Captain Phillips, when he played Sully in the movie Sully. It's just his resilience while he's on stage, while he's doing what he's doing best, is why I picked him.
And see, I would have just picked him for Wilson. That was enough for me, because I did a little reenactment of the Wilson thing when the pandemic hit. We accidentally got someone else's Amazon delivery, and I actually did a couple of shots of me sitting on the floor with this box, and then I kind of put myself in the same position as him with Wilson, because that's what it reminded me of. We had someone else's parcel, so not goodness. FedEx, it was Amazon, but close enough.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford. Why did you pick Harrison Ford other than the obvious?
Yeah, Indiana Jones. I mean, if you can escape from a boulder and then can crack a whip, like nobody's business, I want to be, somewhere with him. He makes, be able to make a whip out of something. And then besides the Indiana Jones, he is a very, when he's in his element, he's very determined. He has the very straight face. I'm thinking of like The Fugitive, when he played in The Fugitive.
Yeah.
He was very determined, jumping off of the little waterfall and going into the water, and just very, very awesome.
Yep. Hang on. I've got the whip. There you go. That's for Harrison.
Nice.
Oh, brilliant. And Jennifer Lawrence, obviously, amazing. Absolutely amazing. What is she bringing to your deserted island?
She is bringing the huntress portion of it, and I say from the Hunger Games, but then if you think Jennifer Lawrence, I think how she moved and was able to be mysterious and mystique in the X-Men movies. So very good with camouflage. We're trying to sneak up on something to find something to eat. she's my go-to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. You will be fed. Oh, that's fantastic. That is just amazing. I can't believe it. They are really good answers, Pedro, and all credit to you for coming up with such a great gang to be on a deserted island with. I think you got it made. You are going to survive. If you don't get rescued, you will survive. Oh, that's fantastic. All right, we're going to head into the next round. This one's a little bit different, Pedro, but probably not surprising. I would like to know why you started your first podcast.
Okay. The X Factor of Safety. I started that podcast to give micro content to the masses in a way that was beneficial. Safety, anybody knows that is on a construction site, is inside a factory, the safety guy or gal. We're mean, we're bad people. So I wanted to change that perspective, but not only change the perspective, but also give new safety professionals a medium to get information about the trades that we're in, about some of the stuff that's happening in the construction space. So I started it for that very reason. It was first called the Safety Guy Rundown. And it had 3 legacy episodes. I had 3 episodes that I did in my truck back when I used Podbean because it was free, and I was on Anchor, and it was everything free, low budget. Sounded horrible, but those episodes are now archived and locked away. Maybe they'll come out remastered, kind of like the Disney movies, but yeah. Ooh, and then yes. I transitioned, took a little hiatus after those 3 episodes and kind of thought about what it was going to be, and then I rebranded to the X Factor of Safety, because I think X Factor, everybody has a uniqueness about them. Construction workers are unique, project managers, superintendents, even safety professionals. And then there's so many different people with different ideas, different opinions, different ideologies, that they have their own uniqueness and their own X Factor. So I called it the X Factor of Safety.
Love it. Love it. And going back to the first name, so the Safety Guy Rundown, what was wrong with that name? Why did you, other than the X Factor, did you not like it anymore?
It wasn't resonating to kind of the way I wanted the show to go. So I started it just as me. So I was like, the Safety Guy Rundown. I'm going to give everybody a rundown of what a safety guy does. But then I started thinking about it a little bit more after those 3 episodes, and really, listening to some of the other safety podcasts, really, diving into my craft as a safety professional. I was like, man, the Safety Guy Rundown, I just don't want to give people just a bunch of information. I might end up, interviewing a construction worker, a project manager. So we have to figure out how we're going to, intertwine that, because it's not all construction. I can find, somebody that works from home and figure out how they're being safe. What are they doing? What kind of safety tactics and techniques? So I was like, yeah, let's rebrand it. Let's put it to, the X Factor Safety. And it stuck.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So there was obviously an artwork change in there as well from the first, Safety Guy Rundown. Everything changed. The name, the branding, the colors. Did that was like a 1-step fix?
Oh, no, that took, because again, you're low budget, you're trying to do, the website and everything on your own. And it was very, started off with the free Canva, and did a logo in Canva. And then, I got the Safety Guy Rundown. When I transitioned to the X Factor Safety, I reached out to one of the podcasters that, colleague of mine now and good friend, Sam Goodman, and he gave me a concept because he was, revamping his podcast. And, I stuck with that for a while. And then I went on Canva and I was playing with, kind of what he had and the colors he had. And I found some very cool very cool colors. I like the background that I picked, and then I wanted the X factor to stand out behind a dark background, and it's just it stuck.
Awesome. Now, before we wrap up the show, I have an additional question for you, just because you're extra special. I am to understand that you're working on some things at the moment, and I think they may even be ready by the time this episode comes to air. But I've seen you on LinkedIn live streaming, and I'm impressed. Like, this is a space that I need to get into because Kerry doesn't turn up enough, like, clearly, obviously. But is there something at this point in time that you can share with us of what's happening, what's coming, what can we expect? I'm excited.
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I have that ready. If you don't mind me playing the audio sound.
Yeah, not at all.
It. So it's a new podcast, new project that's coming. And this is a little bonus that, I made myself. So hopefully Mike Energy. And it's called Big Mike Energy for a reason. Again, everybody that gets behind the mic, everybody that is on the mic needs to show up, needs to, have that aha moment, that moment where, you take charge of an interview, you have a good moment and you just get on the mic and you spitting all the knowledge and dropping gems, mic drops left and right. So I want to highlight podcasters, non-podcasters, and see when they had their Big Mike Energy moment. So yeah, trailer should be out hopefully soon, by next week, and then definitely episode 1 and maybe 2 will be by the time this airs.
Awesome. I think so. We've got a couple of weeks to get this out, so I reckon it'll be live and happening, so I'm excited. So again, for the listeners, it's Big Mike Energy is the name of the new podcast that Pedro's cooking at the moment. I'm excited. And you're also working on some other things in the live streaming space, particularly some goodies are coming our way.
Yes. It's a how-to guide for streaming, and then some how-to goodies to go along with that. But yeah, that is coming along. Should be out very, very soon. Here within the next week or so, should be up and running. But yeah, it's definitely a how-to guide and a really in-depth how-to guide, step by step in how to utilize one of the platforms for live streaming, like StreamYard. There's a bunch of them out there, but it will give you the base for building a good foundation for building a good production and good live stream.
Awesome. Thank you, Pedro. I'm in the queue for that one. I'm excited. I can't wait for it, and I'll be probably on board by the time this airs. So yeah, super excited. Can't wait. That's going to be fantastic because I need to get in that zone. I really need to get in that zone. So again, Kerry needs to turn up as much as possible, like many others. So I'm excited for that. Pedro, thank you so much for your time. I do want to play some music to take us out, but before I do that, I would just like to express my complete gratitude to you for everything that you do in RTP, Real Talk Podcasting, Clubhouse, everything that you're doing behind the scenes. There's so many great people that you're connecting with, and you're helping so many people. So I think that that's amazing. And thank you so much for coming on the show.
No, thank you for having me. It's been a blast, very fun, and I wish nothing but success for this new journey that you are on. If I can help, if your audience needs any help, they'll reach out to you, and then you can DM me.
Absolutely. Perfect. Yeah. Thanks, Pedro. Let's play us out. Oh, and this is my intro, by the way. This is Coffee with Kerry, where we chat to amazing people who are going to be challenged to step from behind their professions and join me for a combination of getting to know them and having lots of fun. I believe we often miss out on having fun in our lives, as often life gets too busy. If you're looking to inject more fun into your world, join us here every week. And now it's time to get the show started. And we're actually wrapping up the show. Thanks for tuning in to Coffee with Kerry. You can catch us weekly, and I'd love to receive your rating or personal review. See you next week.